That's yourself.
So, as a lot of you probably know, Brad was in a lot of bands. One of them was called Painted Birds. And among the things I found in my house, dating back to pre-century, were a bunch of promo photos that, for those of us, well, I guess a lot of us are old enough to remember, promo photos of bands that were sent to venues and newspapers and stuff like that. This is all pre-website. And there's the infamous Painted Birds photo taken, if I remember correctly, in the bowels of the Intrepid. So there, unless somebody's already picked it up, there's one of those at the merch table with my niece Stephanie. Well, you can't really complain about the hair, given the time. So please welcome Painted Birds.
Well, thanks. I just want to reiterate, this has just been such an amazing event. Looking at all the types of music, the different great bands, and again, everybody's here because of Brad. I could go on for a long time. Maybe between songs, I'll share a story or two. But I was just thinking, people were talking about how how difficult it was to have Brad as their manager or Brad as a producer. We had Brad as our manager, our producer, and he was in the band with us. So. Well, I had this kind of a father-son relationship with Brad, and I was like, I was scolded so many times by Brad, mostly for being late, but there was many other things. But he also, I have to say, coming into this band, I was, and I maybe still am a little bit, insecure, kind of nerdy guy who wanted to do music, didn't know if I could do music. When I got into this band, we did, Brad, such a driven guy, all these connections, all these friends in music. We started playing with amazing bands. We started playing on all these cool clubs. And also he encouraged me, he's like, you have a great voice. Why are you like insecure? Just like, own it, own everything, So that was just the beginning of our relationship. I've known Brad for 30 years and just had many amazing experiences. As a music nerd, being friends with Brad, being part of Brad's world was like a dream come true because you got so many amazing experiences. Don't have time to talk about it. Let's play some music. I can't hear myself at all, so, but we have a couple of people I also wanted to mention, and actually somebody, we had two bass players during Painted Birds. John was our original bass player, and then a guy named Keith Caruana came in. Keith, great player, writer, went on to be a really great songwriter, band guy at his own right with the Crayons. He's here. Okay. And I think he's going to come up and help us with some backing vocals. He injured his wrist. He was going to be the second guitar player, taking over for, instead of me, which would have made us probably sound a lot better. But anyway, he's going to at least get up on stage and do a little backing vocals. Also, before Painted Birds, we originally were called Absolute Go-Go, and that band predated us. That's where Brad got, he went out to use the name of the band for his record label, but first it was a band. And the singer before me was a guy named Tony Petrocchi, and I believe Tony's out there too. So shout out to Tony, and also
Tony definitely sang that first song too.
yes, yeah, absolutely. It was called Sitting Down with Him. Matt Guzda is filling in for our original drummer Jeff Ashbrook, who is I think he's camping in Virginia right now, and so shout out to Jeff as well, because Jeff was an incredible drummer, and that's about it. pockets for this song.
Okay.